What's going on, y'all? Now, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's been seeing all these pop-ups happen with, TradeZilla, journaling, how to journal, the best journal software in the market. I've seen the pop-ups myself and I was like, you know what? All these traders are talking about it. Let me go ahead and check it out. And so today I'm just gonna be breaking down my TradeZilla, the cool thing I like about it, the different features, and how it's helped me shift my trading and help my trading psychology. All right, so here we go. We're gonna be breaking down my TradeZilla report. So as we can see, this is my FTMO Funded Account. I had a couple accounts on here. So I had the different phase that I had with FTMO phase 1. I didn't have phase 2 on here, but I have my top tier funded. I requested a payout there already, just waiting for that to hit the bank. And then my FTMO Funded Account that I've been trading this last week here. So I'm just gonna be breaking down, the cool features I like and, everything else. As we can see, I'm up $2,500 for the week here. If we go down, this is all based on October 22nd to the 27th. So pretty much this week here. I did trade last Friday, but I only placed a 0.01 just to kind of start that first trading day so that 2-week process will start for the payout. Now, it's one of those things where, I've used many different things to journal or attempt to journal my trades. I tried getting a notebook, writing everything down. And the one thing I found that just really didn't pan out for me, right? I've tried all these trading notebooks. I tried buying notebooks from the store, journaling my trades that way. But the one thing I found that never pan out is I usually run out of space, or it's just not enough, or it's just too cluttered, where I'm like, okay, I can go back, I can go back, I can read what I write, but I can't remember the exact setup. And then I tried recording my videos. And recording is really, really good. When I record the videos, I can go back and I can rewatch it, but there's just a power in writing things down yourself. When I started using TradeZilla, the cool thing I found was, for example, on Monday, I had one trade that I took a $300 loss. And the cool thing I like about it is, once you get into the TradeZilla right here, you can break down, you can see the trade setup that you took. If you put it on the time frame, you can see what the market looked like when you took the trade. You can see what your profit target was. You can see what your stop loss. You can see what the trade risk was. You can see what the initial target was supposed to be. And then you can see your planned risk multiple versus your realized risk multiple, right? Now I like these sections right here where you can break down the different setup, what made you take the trade. And then you can have the different mistakes that you have. And then I like that down here, you can add the different things, right? So for me, I like to add, okay, what did the daily look like? What did the 4-hour look like? What did the 1 hour look like? And what was the entry time frame exact setup look like? So every time I go back, one thing I'm doing is I'm training my mind. I'm training my mind to recognize certain patterns that work, recognize certain patterns that didn't work, but it's just training my mind over and over while I have the data. Now, it's one thing when you're just looking at a chart, right? At least for my experience, it's one thing when you're just looking at the chart versus looking at the chart and you have the data that you're internalizing and the data that you're going over and putting together with the chart to figure out what exactly happened, essentially, right? So I like having that feature. I had a whole bunch of time frames on here. I had all the way from the previous daily candle all the way to the 4-hour, what I saw on the 2-hour, what I saw on the 15-minute to the entry. It was dialed in, man. And obviously, I have the different reason why I get in the trade. So obviously, this is the setup. I have the different breakdowns of the notes I take. So I have, the structure set up, the entry set up, my psychology during the trade, the reason for the exit. Yeah, the cool thing that I like though, I really like for some reason, I really, really like just seeing like a calendar outdate. And this is one of the things that got me, to be honest. Like, I just really like seeing the calendar. And I really just like seeing, okay, this day was red, this day I didn't trade, and so on forth, because it helped to break down, right? So for example, this day was only one trade that I took. I lost $300. Then the following day, I took 3 trades. It was technically one trade setup, but I scaled in. I made $2,500. So that made up for the profit in itself. This day, so I got in the trade for a long. I ended up getting stopped out. I saw another opportunity. I got back in. Ended up being pretty much a break-even type of day, 6 pip loss. And then this day, I didn't initially want to take a trade, right? So this was the initial trade I got in. It pushed up over 120 pips throughout the night. I remember randomly waking up and it was like up 120 pips. And it looked very, very good. Like there was literally no reason for it to pull back. And, I just woke up random. So I'm like, price look good. Let me go back to sleep. I woke up. it was pretty much pushing back down. I set my stop loss at break even, stopped me out at 0.7 pips, so $7 loss. I got back in, ended up getting stopped out again. And then I actually got in on an actual trade, and I got in on this trade right here, and I actually ended up taking an L. And then these, I just started scalping, right? I just started scalping, ended up just being like a $300 win day. Again, the cool thing I just like seeing the breakdowns, and I can go in and I can pinpoint, okay, why is it that I traded these? What did I do? What did I see? And I can just keep journal, and it's just having that log book where you can just go back and you can, you know, when you're trying to improve, it's good to have a track record, and it's good to have something that you can review to get better. And maybe it's the visual aspect itself, but I just really like using this trading journal for some reason, and it works out for me, you know what I mean? So obviously, you know, still getting better, still different things I want to improve on, but it's just really good to have something like this as an insight. And then, you know, a cool thing I do at times, I'm like, okay, when I was trading these accounts, you know, you can add all these accounts. And then the cool thing you can see here, so for example, like these 2 funded accounts, just to have one data at once, right? Because you have your platform with FTMO, you have your platform with top tier. But if I wanted to see everything all at once, I can say, okay, I started trading my top tier account, I believe it was around the 8th. So we'll say from the 9th to the 27th, how much did I make? Okay, you made $4,726 between both accounts within the last 1, 2, essentially almost 3 weeks. So about 2.5 weeks, you made $4,726 between your 2 funded accounts. It's just a cool little thing to see. And you know, I really like, maybe it's just the graphics, maybe that's what it is. I just really like seeing these things. And it's definitely helped to ease my mindset and help my psychology, in the sense that I can see, okay, you missed a move, but you know, why are you trying to get greedy? You're up $2,580 within the week, which is 258 pips. In my book, at least, that's a good week. When you think of everything on the long scale, this is just a 50K account. Imagine when it gets to a 600K account. Imagine when you get to a 400K account. Now this 5% on a 600K account, now it's 30K. This 5% on a 400K account, now it's 20K, right? So it's just putting things in perspective, and just seeing the data really help to keep everything in perspective, to help from, you know, over trading as much, being as greedy, chasing trades, all these different things. And you know, there's still different features I haven't fully got into myself, because they have like a whole bunch of different sections, right? That you can just journal on the daily, you can do the trade log. They have a universal with a whole bunch of different videos where you can see how to use certain things. I'm still getting into that myself, but I just wanted to share, you know, what I personally like about TradeZilla so far. And yeah, it's just a really good journaling software. So I'm not sponsored by TradeZilla or anything like that. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. I just really like the journal software. I just wanted to share my experience. And you know, if anyone is looking for a journal software, I definitely recommend. I don't know if they have a trial period, but if they do, I recommend definitely checking it out, seeing how you personally like it. But again, I just wanted to share my experience. I realized that, you know, journaling is so important, man. It's so important. Now, everyone is very different. You know, you may have the outlier people that may not be journaling, but I personally, strongly, firmly believe that majority of traders and the majority of people, you need to have that data so you can track your performance. You can see what you're doing wrong, see what you're doing good, and you can use those data to improve and make yourself better. So if you're looking for a journaling software, again, this is the one I like. And yeah, thank you for watching the video. Once more, this channel is just going to be going over the different things throughout my journey of being a consistent, profitable, funded trader. And I'm going to be bringing in different things and different tools and just different, you know, type of videos. So again, thank you for tuning in, man, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace.